So you had mentioned just really briefly, and I want to touch on this. The deal was in Iowa.
Yeah.
You live in
Colorado.
Have you ever been to Iowa?
No, I haven't actually.
You've never been to this whole state of Iowa, and you never visited this property, yet you did it totally virtually, made 87 and change.
Yeah.
Which is really cool. I just wanted to point that out for anybody who's like, oh, you can't do virtual deals. No, you absolutely can do virtual deals. You have to have
Some people, dude, there's so many people out there that say, if you want to do deals in a market, you need to know the market. And I disagree with that statement. What I would counter with is you don't need to know the market. You need to know somebody that knows the market.
That's exactly right.
And if anybody out there has read The Richest Man in Babylon, really good book. Have you read that?
Yes, absolutely.
It's all about,
And it's a pretty small book, right? 200 and something pages.
yeah, it's not too bad, but it talks about you don't have to necessarily be the expert, especially with an investment, but you only invest your time, your money, whatever it is, with somebody that is an expert. And in this case, dude, that's why we use realtors, like really, really good realtors.
Yep.
They know the market. They're actually giving us the data that we know how to analyze the data. So they're giving us the real-time data, and that's all you need. So
yeah,
I mean, it's really no big deal to do deals nationwide.
That's good. Thanks for saying that. Jim Collins, I think Jim Collins maybe did good too, now that I think about it. There's another book though, Who Not How. I forget who the author is right now. That's 60.
Oh, dude, it's right here.
Do you have it?
No, dude, it's sitting on my couch. It's on my couch.
That's
I'm reading that book right now.
Really? Oh, fantastic. That's amazing. And I like that mug, by the way.
Sorry.
Who Not How talks about how we don't have to be extravagant about everything. You don't have to be exceptional. You don't have to be this person. You just have to get to the know. Get to the person who knows how to do what you need to do at a very high level. Yeah. Way more exceeding than what you could ever do. We're not meant to be well-rounded individuals who is jack of all trades and master of none. Get good at finding the right people.
Yeah.
That's the job of an entrepreneur. Cool. But I want you to reflect about this deal here and tell me, what do you think is the biggest learning lesson that you had about it all? If you had to just pick one, I realize that there's probably multiple learning lessons here, but one biggest learning lesson from this deal, what would it be?
Biggest learning, man. So many, dude, especially when you venture into unknown territory.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like the biggest learning lesson on this one came from me at the very end, because when I found out like 3 days prior to close that I didn't do the finishing paperwork for the novation correctly,
Mm-hmm.
I got really scared, dude, because at that time I actually needed to close that deal. Because it's like this, sometimes it goes like this, and I needed to close that deal, and I got really scared. And I think the biggest learning lesson that I've learned on almost every deal, because they never go, it's almost like they never go like perfect.
Yeah, never.